Hello everyone, Karnasa here, and welcome to the first ever For All Kerbalkind live stream that I'm going to be doing. And I'm very excited for this. I've been very excited to join the series for quite some time. But no, we're actually going to be kicking things off with a live stream. I've not got all of the craft files from M9 and Beardy yet. In fact, they have sent them over. I just need to put them in my save. So we won't be seeing any of their craft on the stream today. They will be there as soon as I start actually flying missions for real, though. They sent me a message on Discord today giving me all of the craft files, so I'm going to be putting those in, which is going to be really fun. But I thought from the start of this series, what I wanted to do was to have Woomera all built up so it looks cool when I do all of my launches, and, you know, it'll be a nice way to start off things, and then you get some sort of content from me for this series before I start, because I don't think I'll have a video coming out for probably about 3.5 weeks, because I'll be doing yearly episodes to begin with, because early game I've not got, well, it's going to take me a long time to get anything done, even though I'm going to have a boosted start. But anyway, welcome everyone to the stream. I'm going to put some music on in the background, and I should have set this up first because that would have been smart, but I've not streamed for 3 months, okay? I forget what my usual way of going about doing things is, so I want to find Stream Beats Lo-Fi, because, you know, it's nice and chill, and it's all copyright-free music, so let's play this, and hopefully that will be playing. Yes, I am not prepared, I'm very unprepared, and wow, I got 100 people in the stream already. Thank you everyone for coming along. I think this is the most viewers I've had in a stream for a long time. Anyway, with some music in the background, we are going to come into Kerbal Space Program, and we're at Woomera, Australia, and I think I'm going to turn that music down a little bit, because that's actually quite loud. I can barely hear myself think. Anyway, yes, Woomera, Australia, where the Commonwealth Space Commission, which is who I'm going to be playing as to begin with, will be launching all of their rockets to begin with. But right now, it's a little bit bland. It's a little bit Kerbal Space Program, and I would quite like to make this look a little bit more For All Kerbalkind, and, you know, make it look a little bit better. So we are going to be using a mod called Kerbal Constructs to come in and start working on this. And I do have on another tab open up what the actual Woomera Australian Air Force Base looks like on, well, in the current day. So I'm going to be copying the kind of like layout of the runways? Yeah, runways. That's the word I was looking for. We're gonna be copying the layout of the runways, but then I think I'll also take a little bit of artistic liberty when it comes to the launch sites, because obviously the areas where the Black Arrow and all of that will launch from, they are no longer there. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm going to actually put my launch pads, which will be quite fun. But what I'm gonna do is we are gonna come into the space plane hangar, and we're gonna have a look at some of the planes. What tonnage of launch pads will you start with? Just the 20-ton launch pad. I'm not going to be starting with any unlocked buildings. Also, hi, Mark. I'm not going to be starting with any unlocked buildings, or I should really talk about that, actually. And I've just come into the space plane. You know what? I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back, and we'll talk about what my start is going to be. And I'll show you kind of everything. And actually, I'm going to sort out the settings whilst I'm here too. It's kind of hard to keep up with the chat at the moment. Hello. Sure do love lipstick rocket. Yes. Oh, hang on. Wait, we've... Okay, well, that's weird, because I thought I'd gotten rid of this. I'd kind of deleted this to do this on my stream, but there we go. We've already got some of the Kerbal Constructs up already. Oops. Oh well, that's not the end of the world, and I don't know what this is doing over here. I'm fairly sure I didn't place that, but oh well, fair enough. Anyway, you can see at the moment we are in the 1st of January 1964, which is where I'm going to be joining the series. It'll be as soon after the episodes that Beardy and N9 released on Sunday. So 1964 is when we're starting. I've got 0 funds at the moment, and there is a reason for that, because I had to time warp ahead to 1964, and obviously maintenance costs in RO and RP-1, it drained all of my funds. But in order to get over that, what I am going to do is, if we come into settings, there's a few that I need to change. So if I come into difficulty options, we want to come to RP-1, and I want to enable crew retirement, because I turned that off, so my first 4 Kerbals would not retire during that time warp section. And there is something else that I need to do. I need to come along to allow negative funds in science. I need to turn that on as well. And I'm fairly sure there was something else. I might have to ask Beardy. He went through all of the save file. He went through everything that I needed to do before starting the series. And we had a call on Discord, and I've probably forgotten most of it. But I think that was all I needed to turn on. So we're going to accept those. We're going to apply. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the cheat menu. And I'm going to give myself 50,000 funds, because that's what I should be starting with. So if we get this up to 50,000, like that, there we go. I am now ready to start. We are good to go. The UK Space Agency, or the Commonwealth Space Commission, which is what we will be to begin with, before forming the European Space Agency, or some other kind of nomination of the ESA. That's what we will be. So yeah, we're all ready to go now. We're all ready to go. Anyway, that's that. I've time warped ahead to 1964. I cheated myself 350 science, which was enough, if we come into research and development, to get all of this. This is basically every technology except for this one that you can research with a level 1 R&D. And that was that was what we decided upon when I was going to be joining the series, how I would start. I'd start in 1964. I'd start with the normal amount of funds that N9 and Beardy did. But I would start with all of this tech unlocked. No additional buildings have been constructed. Everything is level 1, except for research and development, which is level 2. And the reason why I've got that is because in order to actually research from the get-go, I would obviously need a bigger R&D building, because I'd researched every single technology that the level 1 could provide me. Anyway, wow, look at you with your fancy green screen. Yes, it's not very fancy. It's hung up by pegs on my back wall. It's not really high tech or anything. I should, well, I mean, it does the job, and I think my guitar might just be in view. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, that's how I'm going to be starting this. There's a lot in chat at the moment. Giving some lipstick rocket. Yes, we will be absolutely doing the lipstick rocket, the Black Arrow, at some point. And I've already got one semi-designed. Call it the All European Association for Space Exploration, the AEA. FSS, AFAS. Whoa, N9's a mod, and I'm not Karnasa. Oh, Mark, you can have mod as well. Go on. I did a podcast with you after all. Let's add Mark as mod quickly. Sorry, Mark, about that. There we go. Hang on. Is that the right one? I may have got the wrong person there, but there you go, Mark. You should be mod now. Now this is better. UKA. That's a lot of letters. I'm not going to be able to say that very quickly. Anyway, no, I was joking. You can have mod, Mark. It's fine. You do like a good job on N9's Discord. We did a podcast. Those who do podcasts together, they share a bond. Okay. You were also my lover duck. So there was also that. We have that moment that we will cherish forever. Anyway, if people don't know about that, that was just we played what was it, Duck Duck Goose or Goose Goose Duck on Beardy's Discord server probably about a month ago, and it was very fun. Me and Mark were duck lovers. It was great. It was amazing. Anyway, Goose Lover, yes, that's the one. Right, so we're in the space plane hangar. I'm going to open up some of the things that I have worked on. So yes, these are the planes that I've kind of started building in preparation for the series. This one, no, that's fine, because I've obviously not unlocked the tech for this yet. I was building all of these in a sandbox save. This one, people were, I've got, WASD editor on, which I really don't like. And for some reason, whenever I load in the game, this cockpit comes away, and it should be colored green. Where is recoloring graphical user interface? It should be on here somewhere. I'm doing that YouTube thing where I'm clearly missing it, and everyone can probably see it, and they're screaming at me saying, it's right there, it's right there. Where is it? Right there. Quite literally, right there, where I was pointing over. So yeah, for some reason, this gets colored silver every time I load it in. But this is my electric lightning, and this is going to be absolutely fantastic. We've got the actual electric lightning turbojets on the back of this, because they are included in RO RP-1, which is fabulous. So we are going to probably be flying these quite a lot. We've got, I added a few little missiles underneath, just to, because I thought, yes, it could do with some armament. But one thing that someone did mention on my trailer is that these aren't covered up. So I kind of want to maybe put some fairings around this and cover up the jet engines to make it look a little bit better. But I think it's a fairly good recreation of the English Electric Lightning anyway. The wings are a really weird shape, and it took a long time to actually get those to work, but I think that should be good. Anyway, So that's the Electric Lightning. We've obviously got Concorde. The Avro Vulcan, which I didn't really show on the trailer. This is an interesting one. I probably could have built this a little bit better. Let's show it in its full glory. Yeah, the cockpit was a little bit weird, and I put a conformal decal flag over it so that it turned it green. And we've obviously got the camo pattern on the wings, which was really hard to do because there's about 8 or 10 separate wing segments in here to try and make the kind of like iconic Vulcan shape. Take a taxi cab cockpit. Yeah, this cockpit it's a little bit janky, but you know, it will do. And one problem with this as well, one weird thing about this craft is that if I try and spawn this in with the wheels kind of toggled, it will clip through the runway and be launched into the sky. I'm not entirely sure why. Try the Vampire. I might try and do a Vampire. That's a de Havilland as well, isn't it? I think. That Vulcan looks sick. Yeah, no, this was in the trailer ever so briefly. There was a little shot where, like, you could see this engine start turning on and it kind of, like, was on the runway. But that was the only shot that I got of it in the trailer. Because every other thing that I filmed for it just ended up looking really bad. And I don't know why that was. But it's, yeah, no, it wasn't great, so I'm going to try, and then obviously I've done a little bit of janky stuff with the air intakes. I think, obviously, the air intakes for the Vulcan were here, but if I look behind, yeah, we've got some RAM intakes hidden behind here, which do actually work, so this does fly, but obviously the intakes on this look a little bit weird. But anyway, we are going to, I won't show Concorde, because we got quite a good view of that on the trailer anyway, but we're going to go to this, the DH-108, the de Havilland 108, which is the first ever supersonic British plane. And the guy who flew this, or one of the guys who flew this, was a guy called Geoffrey de Havilland, who was the son of the guy that owned the company. This is all from my research on Wikipedia. And he actually died. He actually died flying this. So I am going to have a Kerbal called Geoffrey Kerman, because I need to have my 4 starting Kerbals. I'm going to try and make them sort of like British aeronautical kind of like icons, and Geoffrey Kerman will be one of them, because he was one of the guys that flew this anyway, and he died flying it. And yes, we do have a missile attached to the bottom, which is going to be Skylark, which was a British sounding rocket, so we are going to be launching those, and I'm going to attempt to air launch this. But anyway, this is capable of supersonic flight. It's quite a good representation of the plane, I think. The wings are quite difficult to do, but I think it turned out all right. And these intakes, like, I don't like how these look, but obviously we do need air intakes in order to make this run properly. And this was the only way that looked kind of similar to the actual plane, where I would be getting enough air into this plane where we could power this jet engine and it fly. And we've also got some drag parachutes on the back, because when this comes down, it is going quite quickly and it takes a while to slow down. Anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to simulate this, and I'm going to start doing some Kerbal Construct stuff. And we might fly this around the base a little bit just to see how things are going. Or only British engines. Wait, what's this? What engines will we be using for rockets? US engines. I will be using British engines for the most part to begin with, but then I will be using European engines as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to go down the route of borrowing engines. We did talk about that at one point, because obviously there are going to be some limitations, but over the past kind of like month or so, I have been teaching myself how to like make configuration files for RO. And because of that, well, oh god, look at that. The runway is kind of, that's a bit balked. I obviously didn't place this down very well. That's going to be bad for our planes attempting to take off here. I wonder if we can actually get over that. Let's try flying this. Come on, let's give it a go. Is that the right engine? Yeah, that is. Yeah, no, we were talking about potentially making it so that... Why are we not going? Oh, we are going. It's just being super slow. Is this got steering? Yes, it does. Are we going to crash into the runway? No, we fly right over it. We fly right through it. Okay, that's kind of cool. I think I might need to toggle collision on that. So if I turn steering on this off, and then we should hopefully just be able to take off. And there we go. The DH-108, yeah, the de Havilland 108 is on its way to the skies. That is a bit weird. I'm going to have to sort that out. But that's the whole point of this stream. What we're going to be doing in this stream is obviously working on Woomera. So if you actually Google Maps Woomera, there is the one big long runway running along the kind of main complex, which is kind of all here. And then you do have a dirt runway coming off in this direction, which kind of connects to some more buildings over there. And then you've got kind of like a little dirt road that connects the two, which is obviously what I have done or attempted to do with that so far. Did I see? Hi, Kanasa. Are you in uni right now, or do you have a job in an aerospace related field? I am in university right now. I study computer science and I'm going into my final year in September. Hello, Hydro544. Why did he clip through the runway? Probably because the Kerbal Constructs that I have made... Oh god, this is getting a little bit wobbly. Let's, I've got a mod here, which should help fly this thing. Atmospheric Autopilot. Yep, let's turn that on, so it stops... oh dear. Oh, we lost... Oh, because we're going too fast for the Skylark's procedural wing. Oops. Oh, well. Anyway, this thing does fly quite nicely. Oh, So when you fly things, it's always better to have caps lock on so that you've got fine control. So things like that do not happen. Wow. Good luck with uni. I finally finished this summer. Very nice. Congratulations on finishing, Christian Shea. Life. Nice. My worst nightmare. What? Skylark. Skylark? That's the Skylark rocket, which will be our first... Oh, and of course, we've got revert flights turned off, so I can't do anything about this. You know what? Whilst we're testing things, I can just turn those on because, you know, it's going to be annoying. Let's accept that, and I will have to remember to turn that off because we do not want to be messing around with the settings. So we're going to revert to launch, and we're gonna have a look at this again. Bail out. That flies very nicely. It does fly very nicely until you decide to pitch too aggressively, and then the entire thing kind of breaks apart. Whew, it's hot in here today. Kanasa, you can press P to toggle the fly-by-wire, can you? I've never really used atmospheric autopilot before because I don't usually fly planes. Does that work? Oh my god, it does. Oh, that's so useful rather than faffing around finding these. Thank you. Thank you, Cynic Worst. That was really, really useful. Or, well, what are you on Discord? It's one of the black cats, aren't you? Anyway, so yeah, let's try flying this again because I want to show that this can actually air launch the Skylark. So we're going to fly this again, and oh, a ding! And I don't know what that was because I can't actually see it because obviously I'm in the game at the moment. All the supersonic planes are just made out of paper, so I just make rockets. So obviously we can get supersonic wings. And they really do help, and I think the mass on these is quite high, but unfortunately the wings or the tail fins that I've got on this Skylark at the moment are not rated for supersonic flight, so they break quite quickly. But if we manage to get some altitude to begin with, if we press P now, oh no, I'm flying by, oh god, it's doing flying by mouse. I'm flying by the mouse. This is certainly not something that I've done before. Atmospheric Autopilot is a really cool mod. Anyway, we're going to do this, and I'm going to turn it on properly. Why is it not doing the thing that I want it to do? Autopilot. Ah, no, that's not what I want either. Flight mode. No, we want master switch. We want standard fly-by-wire, and we want to press caps lock so we don't rip everything apart, and then we're just going to fly this up. And hopefully we don't break off the Skylark tail fins, because that would be really bad. N9 prefers that method. What, air launching rockets? I know N9 at the beginning of For All Kerbalkind, he did actually do something similar, or I think he pretty much did exactly this. And I hadn't watched the series when I thought, yeah, you know what would be quite a cool idea? Rather than building a rocket for our first vehicle, we'll build a supersonic plane. It's not really going supersonic at the moment. We still need to be going a little bit faster for it to be classed as supersonic. I think we're going about Mach 0.9 at the moment. But yeah, I thought it'd be a really cool idea. Yeah, air launch a rocket, and it'll be inventive and new and fresh. And then I had people, and then N9 came along. I talked about it on the For All Kerbalkind Discord, and N9 was just, oh yeah, like exactly what I did. I was like, God damn it, no, why? I thought I had an innovative idea, damn it. But N9, full of innovative ideas. China or SpaceX in for all Kerbalkind may be nice. I don't think we are going to be having any other space agencies after this. I know Beardy has said that when people were saying like, oh, get Canas to join, they were kind of loath to invite me anyway, because they basically didn't want the series to end up like, I think it was Beardy's series Kerbal Rising, or one of his older series where basically there were too many people involved, and because of that, it just meant that none of the episodes ever came out. So they wanted to kind of like, three is a nice number. The three of us, we can all kind of get episodes out, hopefully every 2 weeks. Fingers crossed. I mean, I'll be doing it every month to begin with, but yeah, hopefully Beardy and N9 can keep up with that schedule. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to, like, you know, fly this up, and we are going to launch Skylark. We're just going to head nose straight up, like so. We go directly up like this, and then we ignite the thing and release. Go! Go, rocket, fly! You are free! You are free to explore space, although you'll never get to space because you are far too weak. But look, we can air launch a missile, and that's great. That's awesome. I definitely do want to do this as one of my first launches because I think that's really cool. Although we do have to like quickly swap between like this, and it does seem to fly relatively well. Like there's nothing wrong with this, which will be pretty cool. And then we can obviously go off, fly away, and land back at home. A British plane gives birth. Yes, indeed. Oh, that was awesome, though. I love doing things like that. That was really nice. And that will get us, obviously, our first launch, and that might also get us some uncrewed milestones and quite a bit, I imagine. But yes, let's fly down now, and let's try and land this, because we do want to build up Woomera a little bit. Was that an explosion? Or was that... I don't... No, that's still flying off. You are far too weak. Far too weak? Who's you? I'm never going to try making a South African space agency in KSP RSS because of latitude and longitude issues. Yes, when I was doing not for all Kerbalkind, when I was doing Kerbal Gets Real, the next millennia, my chosen launch site for that series was in the UK, and obviously the UK is quite a high latitude. That was really not fun. Really not fun at all, if I'm going to be honest. Trying to launch things to the moon from there. I ended up flying a polar orbit every time that I wanted to go to the moon. And basically, yeah, we're going supersonic now. And now that we are going supersonic, this will maintain supersonic flight. Every time that I launched from there, I went polar, and I had to kind of like guesstimate where the moon was going to be, so that when I was in my polar orbit, I could encounter the moon from a polar burn. And I ended up getting pretty accurate at flying those, and I think I'm going to do the same in this series, because obviously I'm in Australia. Our latitude is very southerly, so in order to actually get encounters with the moon, I'm going to have to end up probably doing the whole polar orbit shenanigans again and trying to get to the moon that way. And I'm being a little bit practiced with it now. I'm fairly confident that we should be able to do that quite nicely. Will there be more Next Millennia and Coming Home Redux? There won't be any more Next Millennia. I scrapped that series because the save was just broken. I was getting like no frames whatsoever, even at the Space Center. It was like 5 FPS at the Space Center. I don't know what was causing it. I tried deleting things. I tried messing around with the install, and it just wasn't playing very nicely at all, which is a little bit sad because there was quite a lot that I wanted to do in that series. But Coming Home Redux, absolutely. In fact, this morning and earlier on last night, I was editing the next episode. I have got 21 minutes of video edited right now with about an additional 8 hours of footage, but I think I might just leave it at the 21 minutes, call that an episode, and then the next 8 hours will go into the next episode that I work on. Because I tend not to like having videos longer than 25 minutes, because obviously everyone's attention span is really short these days. Thank you, TikTok. I think Katniss actually mentioned that earlier on, and it would be much better if, I just did 2 20-minute long videos rather than one 40-minute long video, I feel. Enough to go direct descent. Will you make your videos like how Beardy and N9 make theirs? I mean, I'm going to try and keep up with how they do theirs. Like, obviously, I do cinematic style KSP, and I have done that before. If you see the Next Millennia series, that was my attempt at doing something quite cinematic, but I feel like I obviously do want to bring my own spin, like how I do my other videos, because obviously that's one reason why they asked me. Beardy said he enjoyed my content, so I've obviously got to bring a little bit of myself along as well, but I will be trying to make them quite cinematic, quite kind of like almost... I feel like N9 goes for a more documentary route. Beardy kind of like does a little bit in between. I'll probably be more akin to Beardy than N9, I imagine. But no, I do want to make them as good as possible, hopefully. And hopefully you enjoy them. Are you going to sing on every video, please? I won't sing on every video, absolutely not. Because actually, like, recording songs and getting them all done, it does take a very long time. I think my Starlight cover took me about 2 days to do. I'm doing a cover of another song at the moment, and I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for. I think I might use it for the finale for Coming Home Redux. And the song is called Dear Future Historians by a band called Enter Shikari, and it's one of their lesser known songs. I think it was on probably one of their least well received albums, and it's the kind of like end song, a quiet song at the end, but I think it's really nice, and I think it would be really good for kind of like an outro for a series, so I do want to do that. I see a lot of shouting in chat from Sandbox Guy, and I'm not sure, I'm going way too fast. I should have cut my engine. Let's see if we can bleed off speed. I might do a flyover and then try and land coming the other way, because 290 meters per second is not great. So let's keep the engine burning a little bit. Yeah, we'll just fly over and we'll do a turnaround and see if we can land the DH-108B, I think this was designated as. Yeah, I don't like making planes with swept wings, tailless planes, I believe they're called, where they've only got like the main swept wing and no kind of like rudder kind of, I'm not sure what they're called, you know, like the fins that come off in that direction. Usually when I attempt to fly these, they go very badly, but this one actually flies quite nicely, and as does the Concorde that I've got as well, which is kind of a similar design, although the swept wings aren't quite as aggressive on the Concorde. These actually, if you look at the pictures of these online, the wings do actually reach behind the engine, which I thought was insane. It's a very weird design of plane, but it's quite a nice little flying elevators. Is that what they're called? Elevators. Ailerons. Yeah, I'm not very clued up on my plane terminology. Yeah, no, I never really was that into planes as per se. I've gotten into them a lot more since basically agreeing to join For All Kerbalkind, and ever since then, I have absolutely wanted to build as many planes as I can in this series, because I think a lot of the kind of earlier British planes, like the Electric Lightning, there are some really cool designs. The Vulcan is really cool. There's like the Vampire. Anything by de Havilland is pretty nice. Like the Comets and all of those early jets, they look pretty awesome. Will you do air launching with the Concorde? Probably not. There is one thing that I am going to be using Concorde for mainly, hopefully, and someone was asking about me doing crewed flights earlier on in the stream, and one thing that I want to use Concorde for, basically, is I want to... Oh god, we're going a little bit... 174 meters per second is quite fast, but we can bleed this off, hopefully. Hopefully this lands. Yeah, no, I want to... send astronauts over to Beardy and N9, and that is going to be mainly what the Concorde is going to be used for. Reason being is it obviously can hold a lot of people, it's fast, and I want to send the astronauts that I've got over to their space centres, and then we will be doing some sort of rideshare system. We have kind of designed our, kind of decided, oh, there's actual landing stuff in the way. I don't want to land on those. They would probably... Not be good. Come on, we need to pitch down a little bit, and let's fly straight through this runway. We've got... touchdown. No, we flew back up. Come on, drag chutes deployed. Why is only one deployed? There we go, and hopefully that should slow us down. Although we're still flying. We're going up! Why are we going up? Come on, slow down, please. Slow. Don't reach the end of the runway. There we go. 60 meters per second. Yeah, we should be fine. But yes, no, yeah, I was talking about, what was I talking about? Ride shares and stuff. So I'm going to be sending some of my astronauts to fly on things like Soyuz and, I don't know, N9's not decided upon me having anyone on his flights yet. He doesn't want our fantastic British and European astronauts on his Captain 5 or anything like that. No. We've just not decided upon anything yet. But I will have a price to pay. Like, I will have to pay for the opportunity to basically take ride shares. But on the other hand, I've done a little bit of testing, and I won't be able to complete first crewed orbit contracts or anything like that. We've decided against that. But the funds and science that I will get from completing milestones and from also just being able to use more advanced scientific equipment before I really unlock the technology to be able to do that is going to definitely be worth the payout that I will be paying in order to do that. So that is something that I absolutely will be doing. I'm going to be abusing Beardy's Soyuz as much as I possibly can to try and get 3 crew contracts whilst I can, whilst I've yet to launch even a single person. And it will get me a lot of money back in the long run, more so than I will be paying Beardy, which would be cool. Kanasa, Astral hates British, confirmed. No, why does N9 not like me? So what? So like space Uber? Yes, essentially we will be Ubering our astronauts to space. We'll be sending them up to space. Anyway, yeah, we had a successful flight of the DH-108, which is more than can be said of the real thing, because I don't know if you were here earlier on, but one of the pilots that flew this, the son of the guy that owned the company, did die when this was flown in real life. Geoffrey de Havilland, and we will be naming a Kerbal after him because I do need to find some British aeronautical names and figures that I need to start off my 4 original Kerbals, because obviously Roy Coleman and Bobby Wagner, no, they're not real Kerbals at the moment. No, we will be renaming them something different at a later point in the series. Anyway, with that done, with that landed, I can now mess around with Kerbal Constructs, which is what the main point of this series, this live stream even, was meant to be. You could name one Cyrus, Nelson. I do kind of want like Nelson as in like Admiral Nelson. I do want time specific or time relative names as well. So obviously, like, I will be having Tim Kerman at a later point, but that will be more towards probably like the 80s, 90s, if we get that far. If we don't get that far, I will eventually call one Tim Kerman after Tim Peake. We will also have things like, I definitely want a Wobbo Kerman when I join as ESA, like after Wobbo Ockels, I think? I forget the name, the Dutch astronaut. Yeah, there's a few that I need to go and look up, but I do want time specific, within reason, kind of Kerbals that we will be using. Right, anyway, what I need to do is I need to figure out what I need to delete, and I think I need to enable colliders. So yeah, we do. We want colliders on here because oh, hello. Which one are you? You're the big one coming off this way. So we want to enable colliders, save and close. Orbiter processing complex. Yeah, I kind of want that there. That's fine. And what else have we got? Road with moving cars, palms. We got a few palm trees littered around the place to make it look nice. Tom Scott. Tom Scott. Yes, we can launch Tom Scott to space. I'm assuming you mean Tom Scott as in the YouTuber. I do watch his... it is Tom Scott, isn't it? Yeah. I watch his videos every now and then. They're really informative and really interesting. So absolutely, like, I'm sure most people here know about Tom Scott, but really, really great YouTuber and does some really cool, interesting videos. Herman Kerman. I do actually have Herman or Hernan Kerman in Coming Home, and I think I also had him in the Next Millennia because he was named after one, or basically the admin of my Discord, the World Conqueror. He decided he wanted Hernan Kerman to be in the save, so I do have one of those in a separate install. Right, okay. This is all like really kind of like almost reggae lo-fi. I think I'm on the right playlist. This doesn't usually sound like what I have though. Right, I do dislike moving things. Oh god, no, I'm flying again because I pressed shift. Oh god, how am I going to bring this down? You know what might be better? No. I was going to say, maybe I can bring the plane over. Nice glasses. Thank you. They are my special streaming glasses. Can you see them properly? Yes, I'm very hot at the moment. It's boiling in this room. And basically, when I stream, I've got my Apple Mac on the left of me, which is where I do all of my music production. But that's where I look at chat, so I can't really look at chat whilst I'm on here, whilst I'm in Kerbal Space Program. So I've got a separate computer, basically, on the left. And that turned on with my actual PC in this tiny room, and I don't have the window open because obviously I'm talking and I don't want to disturb the neighbours. I don't have a fan on because otherwise you'd be able to hear that. It gets bloody warm in here. It's very, very hot. So yes, I'm sorry if I do start looking a little bit hot and bothered, but it is because I am in a small room with a lot of computers turned on, and yes, I have no air conditioning or anything like that because I live in the UK and we don't tend to have aircon. I hate the camera for this. Why can't I, like, look at where I wanna see? I can't see from this angle. Let me see, please. Like, this is annoying. Oh god, no, I'm flying again. Oops. Kanasa, use the coordinates instead of the arrows. Yeah, I did try using that. So these right here, is it back down? Yes. Yeah, so I'm going to have to really fine-tune these. So if I go like -5, -9, that's not really doing anything. Yeah, they don't appear to be moving. Is that kind of... That looks like it might be, but at the same time, I want this black strip to be above, because I think that would look a lot nicer than having just the runway there. But we've got colliders enabled on this now, so let's save and close that, and let's actually drive our plane over there and see if we can have a look and see if it looks, see what it looks like. Right, let's turn this on, and we're just gonna try and really slowly, oh god, I've got these steering is enabled on both of these. Steering lock, let's turn that off, and steering lock, we want that to be locked. Right, let's see if this runway now has colliders enabled, because I should have turned those on, and it would certainly be nice to be able to drive up this. Yes, colliders are enabled. Awesome, so we can drive over this way. Fantastic, so that's good. This is just a little, or meant to be a little dirt path between the two runways. We're moving about 9 meters per second. I don't really want to be going any faster than that, although we are going faster than that, and I'm not entirely sure why. Let's pop on the brakes quickly. Scott Kerman, what is it, like Scott Manley? Is that who? Oh, Scott Kerman is in the chat. Oh yeah, Scott Kerman is in the chat. I'm in a depressing room with one pretty crappy computer. Oh dear. Well, this room is all right. It's probably bigger than I'm making it out to be, but it's just so warm. Like my Mac, it's a 2016 Apple iMac. And I've had it for a very long time. I've had it basically since 2016. And it's pretty rubbish. It's pretty broken. It's getting on a bit. And it just pumps out heat like crazy. So I could... I am getting rather warm. What about Andre Kerman? Where in the UK is this launch site? This is not in the UK. This is Woomera, Australian Air Force Base in, you guessed it, Australia. Yes, no, we're not going to be launching from the UK in this series. Probably the main reason why, because if you think about it, if you launch from the UK due east, then there is a very good chance that we're going to end up bombing Russia with some of our spent stages. And obviously the Soviets, Beardy in this case, I don't think he would really appreciate that. I would rather not escalate this Cold War into a full international conflict by accidentally blowing up his space center. As much as I would, yes, I would like to try and avoid that if possible, because that would be very, very, very bad. Oh, why are we so far away? Why is this going to take so long? We're moving like 17 meters per second. Bombing Russia sounds good right about it. I mean, I'm going to try and not get too political in my live streams. I tend not to say anything political. I try and steer away from that. You could do like Israel and launch west. Launching west, though, obviously going retrograde, means we're going to need a lot more delta V to get to orbit. I think you need about 800 meters per second more, if I recall correctly. I might be slightly wrong, but I don't know. You do need a lot more, though. You may crash into an N9. I think the fact that we've got the entire of the Atlantic Ocean. If I launch due west from the UK, there's all of that ocean in the way. We're not going to be hitting America. It's quite far away. We won't end up hitting them if we do launch due west from the UK, which would be nice. Yeah, but it's the 60. Israel is already independent. Sigma male grind set number 389. Use spent stages as problem solvers. Yes. Oh, we don't like how the Russians are sort of getting way ahead of us in terms of technology. Let's just drop a spent stage on their VAB. Oh, no. Oh, obviously turning on crew retirement has meant that my crew actually do retire still. I might have to go into the save file and have a look and see if I can edit when their retirements are going to occur. Because like I said, I turned off crew retirement at the beginning of this so that I would have my 4 starting astronauts, or starting Kerbonauts still. But obviously, turning that back on in 1964 has meant that they go and retire anyway. That's slightly annoying, and something that I'm probably going to have to go and make some save file edits in order to do. Why are you using Australia and not French Guiana? Because I'm starting off as the UK, or the Commonwealth Space Commission. I'm not going to form the European Space Agency or some other derivative of the European Space Agency until after I have achieved first orbit. Hopefully with a Black Arrow related launch vehicle. I'm not going to be launching the Black Arrow as my first orbital vehicle because in order to do that I would require the Waxwing solid rocket motor, and unfortunately for me that is locked behind something like 1970s tech, which I am quite some way off, obviously. So we're not going to be launching a Black Arrow, but we will be launching a Black Arrow derivative, and I think what I'm going to go for is something called the Black Prince. And I think E of Pi did a design of it, and there are images of it online. Actually, in the trailer, there were a couple of them that I've designed, and I do have some designed up in this save, and depending on how building this goes, which is obviously going to take quite a while whilst I'm moving this around. I do have Vessel Mover, but I don't know how to use it, so I probably could have done that. But everyone loves watching this silver small plane driving along 2 rather ridiculously large runways, huh? This is entertainment, absolutely. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, we might go and have a look at some of the launch vehicles that I have designed later on as well in this stream, if I have time. We'll have to see. India is independent in the 60s. India gained independence in 1947, and it was... Yeah, no, it was 1947. I actually went to a pub quiz on Sunday with my family, which is why I was in the live chat for all Kerbalkind episodes that came out on Sunday, but I couldn't watch them because I was sat in the pub with my family. But anyway, that was kind of not the point. There was a question that came up, and it was, when did India achieve its independence? And it was 1947, I believe. The People's India. Kanasa would be like, oh no, letting my astronauts retire. When they're too old to work, it means they retire. Whoever would have thought of that? Bamboozled completely. Karnasa Kerman. I do have... am I a Kerbal right now? I mean... Just pull like funny faces like, ah! That's one great thing about obviously having my webcam being down in the bottom right. I am one of the Kerbals in the game. They just celebrated 75 years. That was it. It was that was the question. It was what major event happened where like they're celebrating their 75th anniversary, and that was the question. It wasn't when did India achieve independence, it was what was the 75th anniversary recently. Right, so we are here finally. The driving is done. We have made it to this part of the runway, and we're going to slam on the brakes because I don't really want to end up in this. And let's have a look. Yeah, that one has gone below where I'd like it, but it's still not as high as this. That's annoying. Right, okay. We will be able to change this. So we want to go runway displacement. Let's have a look. And it's really annoying that I can't see this properly. Let's go down, up. Right. Okay. I don't know why it's moving left to right as well whilst I'm doing this. That's a little bit weird. Come on, let's... Why are we still moving? I've got the brakes on. Kerbal Constructs is so friggin' janky. Why? I don't know why this... oh, I really want to make this look cool, but at the same time, if it's going to be this buggy, that's going to be really annoying. Enable colliders, right, save and close. Okay, that actually looks kind of all right. That is about as close to the bottom of this that I will get. So let's have a look. Can we drive along it? What happens? Is there going to be a bump? Right, nope, that looks fine. We can actually drive along this. Lovely. That's good. That's a promising start. We are we are making progress. Some progress is being made. Right, and now let's bring this down to the same level. That looks like it's in line with this. But yeah, now it's gone kind of like all skew-whiff off the side as well. Not ideal. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I want to bring this down. And I want to bring that down to about there. And I might have to figure out a way of trying to getting this looking a little bit better. Because at the moment this looks a little bit ridiculous. So, so maybe the Kerbal Construct runway is connected to the global axis. So when you move it down, it appears to move a little bit sideways too, just because the area you're in is a bit tilted. I imagine that is so. I think you can actually change it so that you can change it from global to local. But I'm not entirely sure. So 0 rotation. I don't really use Kerbal Constructs all that much. So there is a lot that I don't know about it. All right, so we want that. Is there anything in here that would we can duplicate? But I don't want to do that. Facility type, no, that's nothing that I want to be messing around with. Selected variant. We've got reference system. Okay, model. This probably is what I want. How do I change that? Oh, hello. Right, okay. That might be a little bit better. Let's have a look. If we move this, that's a little... I think that might be a bit better. If I change those to model rather than being what it was, and then we can obviously move... Yeah, that's way better. Oh, yeah, but then it snaps. Can we turn off snap? I don't know if I can turn off snap. That might be something I have to look into. hello, Frederick Dimichel? That maybe I may have completely butchered your name then, and I do completely apologise. I am a human. Who is a human? That's a very unhuman thing to say. That's very suspicious. Who is a human? Carnassa, now that you have resumed making videos, will Coming Home Redux continue at some point? Yes, mind about it will. I did speak about this earlier on in the stream. I have edited 21 minutes of a video already that hopefully should release at some point in the next few days. And I've got more footage that I need to edit, but I think I'm just going to stick to the 21 minutes because it kind of ends at a nice place anyway. Right, so we're gonna save and close that. Right, let's let's sort all of these out. That's the last one. This one, we want to set it to the model. Oh, it already is set to the model. And let's just, move this down to about... And then it disappears! Wonderful! Why has it disappeared? God damn it. What Kerbal Constructs? Why do you hate me so much? Oh, there we go. That looks good. Yes, this is where we want it. Exactly. And then we can just move that across there. And perfect. And now it's kind of a little bit underneath this runway. But that's looking better than it was. I guess maybe... what do you think, chat? This would look a lot better on top of the runway, right? This black little section. I feel. Let me know in the chat, because I could just leave it like this, or we could really mess around with this and make it a little bit bigger. But in order to do that, what I'm going to have to do is move this desert runway. And unfortunately, I think actually, yeah, no, that's not going to work because there are lights on the desert runway. But we might be able to do something. I'm not sure. On top. It's a good start. It's a good start. Maybe what I will do is we'll leave this here for now. And when I've not got this plane on the runway, we can come back. I can come back in my own time, or maybe later on in this stream, and try and fix this so that it is on top and it still looks sort of all right. Right. So I want to save and close this, and then I want this final one to come down to about about there. There is perfect. That's exactly where we want it, except I want this to be moved over ever so slightly. Nope, ever so slightly. Nope, now it's disappeared. God damn it, why? Why does it do this? I do not like this. Oh, Kerbal Constructs, you're so annoying. It's so cool that you can do this, but like at the same time, why do you disappear as soon as you go over there? Like, oh, there we go, perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be. I think there's no kind of like discrepancy between the lines there. It's all straight. It's all straight. Everything is coming up good. Yes. Yes, but this is a little bit janky here, isn't it? I need to do something to kind of like fix that this kind of like runs off the end. I guess what I could do is move this actual runway here just a little bit further down this way, and then it will probably sit nicer on top. But once again, I think I'm going to save and close that, and we'll do that. I might do that in my own time. I might do that in my own time when I have a little bit more time to mess around. But what I want to do is have a look at kind of like, where is there's something that I need to get rid of, which is not the landing lights. Oh no, I do want these, because these are really cool, like, you know, like leading into the runway. I love those. It's below the other thing, Conasa. Why? What's below the other thing? Dust shed. I like the dust shed. What's below what other thing? Hello, Rail Cowgirl. Blow it up, Conasa! Hello, Rail Cowgirl. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to me building Woomera, Australian Air Force Base, very badly. We did fly a plane earlier on. It went well, but it also blew up in midair at one point. But at the same time, we air-launched a missile, which was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And we are definitely going to be doing that, I think, in the actual series. Right, floodlight, that's what I wanted to get rid of. We don't want this. This is far too advanced technology, so we're going to delete that. Basically, what I want to do with Woomera as well, I should probably talk about this, is obviously I'm building this to begin with, but I'm kind of building it at the start where I don't have many buildings unlocked. Everything is going to kind of be like low tech because it's going to be the start of my career in this save. What I want to do as I progress, as I upgrade buildings, everything looks a little bit better, is I am going to come back into Kerbal Constructs, build everything up to look a little bit more advanced, and it should look rather cool. Hopefully, anyway. Anyway, I think the next thing that I want to do is, it doesn't look too bad from above, I guess. It could certainly look a hell of a lot worse. It's a start, but still, like, kind of like the points where these connect is a little bit weird. And I don't like the fact that obviously the kind of like dirt running along the side is a little bit different from the dirt running along the side of the main runway, which is a little bit weird, but oh well, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so I think what I want to do now is kind of figure out, and this is where I did mention that I'm going to be taking some artistic liberties with the real Woomera Air Force Base, because this, if you look it up on Google Maps, if you Google in Woomera, this is kind of the layout of the runways that they've got going on. There's a dirt path running along here, there's a small dirt, like kind of sandy runway there, and then you've got the main runway running along the base, which is kind of like all figured, all situated here, and then there's a small little road going off with some sort of building up there. There's quite a few hangars and stuff for storage of planes in the main base. Obviously, we're not really going to do that because I do require my actual, you know, normal Kerbal Space Program buildings in here. Obviously, this will get upgraded to be something bigger, but I might throw a few more hangars or something along here which we can build. But for the launch facilities, where we're actually going to be launching our rockets, I feel like I kind of want them over here. Like we'll have another small VAB, and we'll build some trackways leading out to maybe like a launch complex here, here, and say here, or maybe 3 in a row. Like we will generally be launching in this direction, so we probably want them lined up like that. So I guess we could leave this, or have this road coming along to maybe another small VAB, and out of the small VAB what I could have is a trackway or a tramway that will be able to take the rockets from the assembly building and onto originally the kind of like small launch pads that we will be having. And I'm only going to be building one launch pad because I've only got one launch pad at the moment. I've only got the small 20-ton one unlocked, and that's another thing that I will be doing. As soon as I build a new launch pad, I will be coming into Kerbal Constructs and I will be upgrading that, building that so that it actually reflects on my base, which I think is a really cool idea. And I think it was Beardy that suggested to me to do that, which I think was quite a cool idea. So what we're going to do is we are going to spawn in a VAB, and I want the small one, KSP VAB AC level 1. Is that just the No, I don't want that. Absolutely not. We're going to delete that instance. And we are going to vehicle assembly building. I just want the vehicle assembly building, the small one. RMV, MC? Which one is it? No, it's not that either. Absolutely not that. Is it this? No, that's also grass. Vehicle assembly. There we go. That's what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. So we're going to come along and bring this over here. And we'll have this at the end of the road. RAAF, yep. What's this? This is so it's the Royal Australian Air Force Base. That's what it is. The RAAF in the thumbnail, because obviously, being the Commonwealth Space Commission, we are going to be utilising some of the Commonwealth to our ability. So Canada, Australia, all of those, we will we will be sharing, pooling resources. Right. So I want to rotate this. Is it roll? Nope. Roll. Absolutely not. Is it your? It is your. Yes, there we go. So I want to kind of like rotate this around this way, and then we'll have, I think, is that where the front of the VAB is? Yes, this is the front of the VAB. So we'll get this along here, and we'll move this. I'll move this way, like so. Get that so that it's roughly in line with that, and we probably want to rotate this around a little bit. Okay, there we go, that's cool. Touch sand, touch grass time. I am going to be retexturing this grass, so hopefully that we do get the same sort of texture as over there. But obviously as well, one thing that I've got to mention is this isn't going to be the only base that I will be building up, because when I formed the European Space Alliance, still ESA, or something like that. I don't know. I've not decided what I'm going to call myself. I'm not sure if I will just be the ESA or if it will be something a little bit different. But I'm going to have to build up Karoo as well. Karoo will be obviously another. There we go. Perfect. Oh, and look, we even get the cars, and they turn around and then they're going to drive back. That's awesome. I love this. That's great. This totally not inspired by Beardy when he... Oh, no, we're going the wrong way. Beardy when he built the trains in Baikonur. No, I wanted some cars to drive along as well. I think that will be a very nice little addition. Right, there we go. Is that leading directly in there? Yes, it is. Perfect. So we can enable colliders on that. And we can save and close. There we go. We've got... oh, no. I want local instances. I want this. We want to come into the grass. There should be a thing here. Ah, there we go. Grass color. So we want to go preset. If we go KSC default, is that what we want? Yes, there we go. I want the default variant because then that will kind of like copy that. Although that does look a little bit lighter. That does not look... it's close enough, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Hey, Ganasa Stream. Howdy, everyone. Hello. Welcome, BKEASA. Kerbal European Space Agency? KSA. The reason why... I obviously just mentioned like the European Space Alliance. One reason why I wanted to have it remain as ESA as the name is because obviously there's a lot of ESA flags that I can just, go along and pinch from the internet and throw them in my flag folder, and I don't have to go and design a new flag or do anything like that. And that's why I kind of wanted it to remain as ESA, because there is a whole host of PNGs that I can rip from Google that I can slap on the side of a rocket and it look good. I will show you kind of like examples of stuff that I've done, especially the Ariane 1 that I've built. That kind of like looks pretty cool. Although J Ceratops has said that I should absolutely call it the Europa 3 in this timeline, which I think I might go along. Anyway, right, so we got this vehicle assembly building thingy-majiggy. Now what I want is it the trawler? I can't remember what it's called. No, we want... no, remove filter. Let's just, like, go down. It's not the runway. It is... Where are they? Runways, no. Small hangars, no. Floodlights, no. Crawlerway, not trawlerway. Why was I thinking trawler? I'm very dense. It's been a while since I streamed. It's all going to my head apparently, but there's been a lot of people here at the stream, so obviously people are very excited for all Kerbalkind. I think this has been the most people at one of my streams for a good long time, so thank you everyone for coming along. And I mean, I'm not even doing the most of interesting things in this live stream. I'm just going to be building up an Air Force base or Woomera. There will be much more exciting streams to come for this series, obviously, when we do actual content for this series. But this is obviously something that I wanted to do before we started. Right, S1 crawl away. Let's bring you along over here. I'm assuming S1 means it's the smallest variant, which is absolutely what we do want to begin with, because obviously this is just the small VAB. It's a tiny VAB. Yeah, this looks like it's pretty small. I don't think we need to worry about that. We'll enable colliders on this. What we'll do is we'll get the yaw so that we are coming straight out of here. And we'll move this and try and get it so that it is directly coming out. And we'll probably also move this down a little bit. Like so. And we'll have it so that it is just popping out there for now, because then I can like finally match it up with where it should be, which I think is going to be about there. About there. That looks like it's coming straight in the direction that it should be, I think. You make me excited, Kanasa. I mean, I'm very excited for this this whole series. I've mentioned it a few times on this stream today, but obviously Beardy, I think it was about a year ago that Beardy asked me if I wanted to join. We need to move this, so that's not quite straight. Yeah, it was about a year ago. I think it was July last year that I first got asked to join this series. So it's been a very long time coming, and I'm so excited that I can actually get into it now. It's one reason why I've kind of like stopped doing RSS RO content was because I knew that I was going to be joining this at some point, and I didn't want to start, you know, like a whole new series or do anything like that, because I knew that I would be joining this, and I thought, yeah, that this needs to take like my main focus when I get round to doing it. Right, that does look a little bit jank, but we're gonna see if I can maybe do this a little bit better. 315, that needs to be like 314 point maybe 5. That looks like it's not changed at all. No, it doesn't look like we can do 0.5. 0.5, please. Oh, there we go. No, we can. 314.5. That actually looks promising. We need that to be about there. Maybe we want to go 314.6. Enter. No, that's the wrong way. 314.3. 314.3, I guess. Maybe it doesn't have to be straight, completely straight, as much as I would like it to be, but, you know, ooh, that kind of actually works with that sort of going underneath. Yeah, no, I like that. I don't think I'm going to move that anymore. I think that will be good. Kanasa was too good at RSS. He would be on the moon by 1966. I was on the moon, I think in Kerbal Gets Real. I landed on the moon in 1964. But I could have done it earlier. If I'd have gone like a Gemini route, I absolutely could have done it earlier, but I just decided to go full-scale, massive launch vehicle that does it all in one go. And yeah, but obviously there are people around, like the Destroyer, who is just insane. Landed on the moon in like 1957, I think. Landed on Mars in 1961. Just... Yes, how? This is crazy. How are you doing this? It's mad. Explores are Space Alliance, right? So let's read chat, because I feel like I've not really paid that much attention, and I really should be. ESA explores Samsung apps. What's the record? So the record for landing on, yeah, I think the Destroyer. Oh no, there might be LPG on the RO Discord. I think they have done it in even faster, if I recall correctly, but I'm not entirely sure. Right, anyway, we're gonna go, right, so crawl away. I want this to kind of like come off this way, so I want split left. Yes, perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to bring this along over here. Yes, like so. We'll bring this and turn it around. And I think maybe I want this to be the same as the other one. So we want to try and make sure that these are actually connected. Okay, I can't remember what... Oh, no, the yaw is completely different. Right, okay. Interesting. Why is it... Because it was like 315 or something before. Right, okay. Well, this is going to get a little bit janky. Right, let's get you like there. Let's move you up. Yeah, that definitely is not good. That's it's a bit of a weird connection there. Let's change it to... Oh, it is on the model. Okay, let's bring you up. And, oh, you know what? Actually, it's not quite straight, but I think that's close enough that I really don't care. It's going to bend off that way a little bit, but at the same time, I don't have to sit around fiddling around with that for hours, which is going to be awesome. Right, so we're going to save and close that. Brilliant. Kanasa says, I should read chat more. Also, Kanasa immediately ignores chat. Don't worry, this was just a jab. I'm not actually mad. I do try, obviously, like I say this pretty much every live stream. I do try and check comments and read chat, and like I will read through all of the comments on my YouTube videos and all of that. But sometimes it is just a little bit hard when you're playing Kerbal Space Program, trying to do something, talking about it, trying to be entertaining and reading chat. I'm a man, okay? I don't multitask. That's probably a very sexist way of saying it, but I'm not good at multitasking, and there are so many things that you have to do whilst live streaming that sometimes things do get thrown away to the side a little bit, and I do apologize. And I have seen people like ask me several questions over and over and over again, and one thing that I do tend to do is I go and watch back through my live streams just to have a look and see if anyone said anything on them that I really should have been paying attention to. So if I don't catch what you say now, there is a chance that I will see it at a later point, and if you have given me some advice or something that is a really good idea, I will probably incorporate that in. Will it be more UK based? This, we're not actually going to be flying anything from the UK. What I will be doing is, yeah, we'll be launching from Woomera to begin with, and then as soon as we are orbital, we will be building up Karoo. But even when we achieve orbit, because it's going to take me a really long time to get Karoo to the point where, let me build one of these whilst I'm talking about this, S1 crawl away, we'll get another one of these. It's going to take me a really long time to actually like get all of the build points and all of the infrastructure ready in Karoo. So even though I will have that base unlocked, it probably won't be for another couple of years after I achieve orbit that the ESA will really start seeing its first launches, which I think it's kind of nice. So it's not like oh yeah, I've done orbit and now I'm suddenly the ESA and suddenly I've got Ariane 1s flying all the time. No, there will be a little bit of a kind of like grace period, and I was a little bit worried about that, and I did talk to Beardy and say I might try and come up with an idea where I'm not instantly the ESA. But when I was doing my testing for the series, and I realized that actually, you know what, it's gonna take me a really long time to build up all of the infrastructure, that I really don't need to have any other sort of limitation. It will just be like, yeah, it's gonna take a long time for me to build up anything at Karoo that will make it worthwhile. So that's what that's gonna all be like. Right, let's try and get this in. Yes. Oh, this is so annoying. Why is everything so friggin' difficult in Kerbal Constructs? Let's move this along here, and we'll get that there. Get that there like so, and that's close enough. Close enough. Hello, Future Carnassa. Future Carnassa? Am I? In reply to what I just said. Yeah, no, I do tend to go back and watch through and mostly pay attention to the chats that are going on, because I don't want to miss people's messages, basically. Right, anyway, we're going to save and close that. Oh, no, we will enable colliders, then we'll save and close that. Right, so that's going off here, and then I think I want this to curve around here, and we'll get our first launch site here. And then we've got plenty of space in here to build like more hangars and all of that kind of stuff, which will be pretty nice. Right, so we want the S1 crawl away. We kind of want just a corner. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. We have got a corner. Lovely. And we'll bring this along here. And let's see how much we can turn this in one go. Kanasa, try the increment button. The increment. Oh, I don't know what that does. Do I want to? Oh, hang on. Oh, it changed it. Oh my God, that's it. Oh, why did I not know about that? Thank you so much. That's gonna. Oh, that's a case of where I looked at live chat when it was actually really, really useful. Oh, that is going to be a huge help. Thank you so much for pointing that out, because that is right. So we want this. Yeah, no, that is going to be great, because now I can like increment it in much smaller sizes. Oh, that is brilliant. That is amazing. I don't know how I didn't know about this. It's obviously because I don't tend to use Kerbal Constructs, but look at that. We can increment it down to tiny sizes, and oh, brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, let's bring you up, because we do need you up, and I'm going to put the increment to 1. There we go, and I'll bring it to 0.1, and yeah, this is so much better. This is so much better, although now we kind of like, yeah, this needs to come down. So let's bring it down. That kind of looks all right, I guess. I think as long as it's kind of sort of aligned, I think I'll be happy with it. Right, let's move this. Oh, why is it not? There we go, we'll move that. Yeah, you know what? It's a little bit janky, but I think that will do. And then I guess, what kind of direction are we going off in? We're going off in this direction. Yeah, we can have our first launch site over here. I think that should be absolutely fine. Kanasa, and here we are. See, Kanasa watching his reflection in amazement as he watches his brain expand. Yes, that was an absolutely amazing moment. Thank you very much. Black Arrow, we will be launching Black Arrow. Absolutely. And I think in the British way of doing things, obviously Black Arrow, there's only one ever launched. As soon as there was the first successful launch of a Black Arrow, the British government decided, oh no, we don't need an orbital capable rocket, let's go and just scrap the entire thing. Yes, no, it was a bit of a shame, but we might only launch one. Reason being is because I mentioned it earlier on, the Waxwing is so far ahead down the tech tree that by the time I get it, I'm not really going to want to launch the kind of payloads that the Black Arrow is capable of launching to space. What I will be doing, though, is I will be using a derivative of the Black Arrow, a series called the Black Prince, which actually uses the Black Arrow first stage and second stage as its second and third stage. And I'll be using that as my orbital vehicle. The first stage is going to be the Blue Streak. The first stage from Europa, I believe. If I'm getting that correct, I think it's the Blue Streak. There's so many different British rockets that have got a colour and then a weird name after it, like Black Prince, Black Knight, Black Arrow, Blue Prince, Blue Streak. Just why is the nomenclature so difficult or so hard to remember? It's really not that bad. I'm completely taking this way out of I'm making a mountain out of a molehill here. Anyway, we're gonna get another one of these super duper long ones of these, and we'll just bring this over here and like so, and we'll have this come this way a little bit. And you know what I can do? I can duplicate this, because I'll have this come a little bit out as well. Right, so we're gonna up this to 1, and we're going to turn this thing around. Blackadder. Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, can we have Rowan Kerman? I really want to do it. I really want Rowan Kerman to be one of my Kerbals, because that would be amazing. Or Baldric Kerman. Oh man, it's been so long since I've watched any Blackadder, but absolutely fantastic TV series. I feel like a very, very, very British TV series, but fantastic nonetheless. Anyway, with that, we are pretty much, that was a very, very easy kind of way to do this. Let's change our increment to 0.1, and what we'll do is we will just... Nope, I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, there we go, perfect. Look, that's perfectly aligned. That was so much easier. And look at this, we'll have other launch sites coming off this way. And we might build a bigger VAB when we get a bigger VAB, but yeah, we'll have this coming off this way. So what I want to do is I want to duplicate this, and then all I should need to do is, if I change this, we can go, look at that, we can extend it. Oh, this is so much easier than I thought. Oh, that's great. Right, how long can we get this? When's it gonna start? Up, there we go. We've lost contact. There we go. We can go to about there. And I should really enable colliders. Right, I think we'll go maybe one more out. and then I will build a launch site that we are going to be launching our first rockets from. So we're going to duplicate this once again. You forgot to enable collision. Yes, I know. I think on that first one there, and there might be a couple of others over here that I didn't enable collision on. And what I will do is I will go back at probably, maybe in this stream, we'll go back and we'll go through checking all of the different things that I have got and just make sure that collision is enabled on all of them. Right, there is a little bit of a mountain here as well, which I think I might have personally added. So it's probably a good idea that we came all this way out to build our launch sites. Okay. Right, anyway, we wanted to come this way. I'll enable colliders now. And we'll bring this all the way out here. And then as soon as we get far enough, we'll save this like so. Save and close. And there we go. We've got ourselves a little way out for our first launch vehicles. And then obviously this will come off this way and we'll build much more. I think we'll have kind of like a system where we go a little bit like this and maybe have 4 launch sites here. I'm not sure if I'm going to have any more than 4 launch sites at Woomera. There will obviously be, I think my kind of like bigger launch pads and all of the bigger rockets that I will be building will be from Karoo. So when I build that up, obviously that will probably be a little bit bigger than this. This is kind of like early game, like we've only got a level 1 VAB here. We'll have a look at some of the other buildings as well that I can plop down to maybe make this look a little bit more interesting, kind of like build up this area as well. I feel like that will be something cool. We definitely want some more hangars in here where our planes can, you know, park. How did that move? That was there. Is it? Oh, it's moving at 0.1 meters per second, I guess. Why? The brakes are on. Why does it want to go? Hang on, if I shut down the engine. Oh, it was providing a little bit of thrust. Okay, oops. Anyway. How do you build with Kerbal Constructs? So basically, you need the mod installed. You need to be flying a vessel or have an active vessel, which is why I'm doing this in the simulation. And what you do is you press Control K, and then you can plop things to your heart's content all over the place. You want a VAB over there? You can have a VAB over there. You want a research and development on the moon? You can plop a research and development on the moon. It's fantastic. I've not really used it an awful lot. I am using it a little bit in Coming Home Redux, and obviously I'm going to be using it quite a bit in this series as well, as you can tell by starting off the series by using it. But yes, no, it's a brilliant mod. You can get additional packs for it, which allow you to unlock different kind of what's the word that I'm looking for? Different parts that you can lay down as well. I know there is. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but you know, there's quite a few things that you can get for it to make everything look really cool. So, Kanasa, are you able to copy and paste multiple sections at the same time? See if you can do that to save you a little time. I don't actually know. I guess maybe we could set as snap target. That might be interesting to use. Edit groups. So I think maybe if I'd have made this an individual group, I could have copied and pasted all of this, but I haven't done that. I've just set every single thing that I have got as one massive group, so maybe I won't be able to copy and paste things. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to look for a launch pad. Let's have a look. So we've got quite a few. Launchpad G, Launchpad P, squad mobile launch pads. I think maybe we just go launch. I think there might be more. Yeah, there we go. We've got loads more here now. Launch pad. It's because it had a space in it. Right, so what I want is kind of like a small one to begin with. I don't want that. We'll delete that. Delete that as well. We just want kind of like this, I think, maybe, would be quite good for our starting launch pad, because it is very tiny. There's not really much going on here, but it's also got a little bit more of an interest to it rather than just, you know, like the stock launch pad. And what I am going to do, I think, because I don't want that stock launch pad, I don't ever want to launch from it. So what I will do is probably just delete it. Or not delete it. I'll cover it up with kind of like a different building so that we can't actually ever launch from there. I think that would be good. So yeah, that looks nice and sounding rockety. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, obviously we're not going to be launching anything really majorly big from here. This will just be our very first launch pad. We'll be launching things like the Skylark from here and all of the small rockets. And actually, when I build the Black Arrow weighs less than 20 tons. So, which is one reason why we decided that I wouldn't move the Waxwing and have it as my first orbital launch vehicle, because you don't even need to upgrade the launch pad. Yeah, the Black Arrow is very, 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 very lightweight and can get to orbit. So when I launch that for the one time that I probably will be launching it in the series, we will also use this launch pad because we don't need any larger than this, which is insane. It's ridiculous. It's a very small orbital launch vehicle. But yeah, less than 20 tons. Mad. Right, anyway, we want to make sure that this is correctly aligned with this, and I might come back later on once again and, you know, just mess around with this, make sure that everything is perfectly lined up. But what I wanted to do on this live stream is kind of get like the general gist of what everything is going to look like. So we're going to get that, and we're going to bring it left. Left? Is that going the right way? Maybe I'll go for an increment of 1. Oh, no, left is... yeah, we want to go back and forward, apparently. Right, back and forward. Let's bring that down to 0.1, and we'll bring that to about there. That's, we need to move it over to the left a little bit now, a bit over to the right. There we go. I feel like that's going to be close enough. And if we potentially bring this up a little bit, and it's moving it off to the side, fabulous. And yeah, we can kind of maybe have that go something like that. And then we've got our crawl away where we can bring the rocket to here. It's a bit of a journey, but hopefully it should be fine, right? So we're going to use preset default KSC, and then we've got, yeah, like our normal launch pad there. Then what we can do, I think, if we make this a launch site, and I don't think this matters. I don't know how this works. So site name Woomera. If we maybe make the site name Woomera 20 tons, and I don't think this really matters because I think we'll do it with what is it? Kerbal construction time will be the way that I actually assign this launch pad. But I don't know. I don't know how that works. So I might... I'm not sure. Kanasa, do you have any idea how far For All Kerbalkind will go? Until crewed lunar landing, until modern day, far future, or is it still an entirely unknown where it will end? I think, obviously, it will last a bit longer than crewed lunar landing, I'm hoping, because Beardy and N9 are not that far away from that, and it will mean I will join for like a single episode, and then it'll be over. No, I think the plan at the moment is we want to go for a crewed Mars landing. That's kind of like where we're sort of aiming to end the series as it stands. And I think there are plans. We're talking about doing a big collaboration international Mars mission to finish it all off, which will be really cool. And we're also talking, obviously, if it's a big international collaboration mission to Mars, we're also, all three of us can sing, and we're all musical. We're going to do a big kind of like finale song together, which I think will be really cool. Do a plot twist and land. I was talking, someone mentioned on one of the comments on my trailer, just like, oh yeah, you should totally just see if you can get to Mars before the other two. I was like, maybe I could be secretly building up my own sort of Mars transport device whilst we're all kind of doing this big international mission together, and then we land and it's like, oh hi guys, I've been here for the past 2 years. Are you my ride back? Definitely, yes. Definitely not related in any shape or form to Series 3 of For All Mankind. I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't want to spoil it. But author, Damon. I'm not Damon, I'm Karnasa. Anyway, we're going to... I think, yeah, when we're at 20 tons, I don't think I do need to change any of that, so I'm just going to leave that. And what we'll do is this will be 20-ton launch pad. And I've got caps lock on. Lasagna. 20-ton lasagna. Lasagna. There we go. We've got our 20-ton lasagna out in the middle of Australia, in the middle of the outback. That is going to get very rotten very quickly, I think. But anyway, we can save that, and then I think I can save and close that, and there we go. We've got our first launch pad, which is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Hey, Karnasa, will you build a Sojourner 1 type vehicle in this era of the series? I don't know what... I feel like maybe as in Sojourner 1 from Season 3 of For All Mankind, because I think getting that to work in our... It probably would be possible. We might have to mod in some special parts to do it, though. But I don't know. I feel like maybe the kind of like international mission at the end might be more akin to the Phoenix, but I'm not sure. That's obviously a long way off in the future. I don't don't have to worry about any of that yet. Anyway, so there we go. That is that all built up. We've got our first launch pad, and unfortunately, because as I said, I'm building this up as I go through the series, and I've only got one launch pad unlocked at the moment. We won't be building any more launch pads. But what I do want to do is I kind of want to block this off at the moment, because obviously it's not really... There's nothing going to be that way, so it will be expanded at a later date. I wonder if we can... If there's kind of like a small crawler way that is an end. No. So what's the S2 crawler way like? Oh, yeah, the S2 crawler way is much, much, much bigger. So we'll delete that. Crawler way split... crawler away level 3. Yeah, this is just the normal Kerbal ones. Crawler away level 2. That's tiny. And that's also tiny. Okay, there's not really an end. So maybe what I could do is just plonk a small building there, just to kind of like highlight, oh yeah, we will be expanding this in the future, but for now, it's a building. But I think we should be able to do that. Maybe I could get some sort of... I think there's a few mission control buildings that look quite cool. So if we type in mission... I'm not sure. KSC, I suppose we could go for maybe just a small mission control. Maybe, yeah, I guess. Actually, no, I don't think I really like that. No, let's get rid of this, and I'll have a look and see if there's anything that sticks out, that catches my eye. Squad MSL. What is that? Oh, it's a big rock with a... What's that in it? What is that? Is that a... There's a thing. What is it? I can't see. There's like a thing sticking out the top. Is it Excalibur? Or a shovel? It looks like a shovel. I can't really tell what that is because the camera. Oh no, I'm sure it's fine. But we definitely don't want that. Ooh, the cave. Ooh, it's big. It's huge. Oh, that'll be one of the caves from the actual stock game, isn't it? Okay, if we want a bit of shade at Woomera, we can build a massive cave for some reason. That's the Curiosity Rover Mast. Oh, okay. Quick, Snad, advertise the server. It must be added. What must be added? What must be added? I know, we got dislikes. Kanasa, please don't fire me. Sorry for the lack of work by the VR department. I will make sure this oversight is solved. Can you see the dislikes? I thought YouTube removed the ability to, or removed the fact that you could watch dislikes, or see dislikes. I don't know. It was quite a while ago that they did that, wasn't it? Right, anyway, I need to find out a building that will look pretty cool. What's this? It's an airship hangar. I don't think I need that. Precision approach path indicator. Oh, that's cool. Oh man, that's like the things that you find on runways. I'm really not aeronautical at all. I don't know what they're called, but you know, it just looks cool, and we probably will add some. Observatory. What? Whoa, that's huge. Ooh, that's really cool. Is that? Oh man, it's just a building without the hex as well. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you know what? That might be good for covering up the launch pad, I think. Observatory base. Ah, that's where it is. Oh, that's really, really cool. Aircraft radar. I thought that said hangar. Small hangar block. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, we definitely want some of these in. That's where all of our fighter jets are going to be hidden. And obviously the car drives a little bit too far. Oops. Anyway, small frontage taxiway. I don't want any of those. What I want... do I... that observatory did look very tasty to me. So, Kanasa, aren't the rocket processing centers to place? Rocket processing centers? I think there are some. So, yeah, no, we've got like the Orbiter processing complex, which is pretty cool. We've also got payload integration, but actually that's not too bad. I thought these were a little bit bigger than this. We can definitely, you know what, that is what we will have. I mean, we're going to be going backwards, but I suppose what could happen is we have this here, and then we roll it out to where the rocket is, maybe, and then we get the full rocket rolled out all the way over here, and then we got our payload integration complex, and everything should be good. Right, so if we move this, and let's yaw this up, and I want to change that to 1, and we'll get that coming down, like so. Maybe we can get this over here. And then this will be the building that kind of, you know, like breaks this little section of crawl away that will eventually lead to more launch sites. But at the moment, it's not really relevant. We don't need that currently. So we're going to get that coming up. There we go. And we can get that there. And then I suppose we can kind of imagine that something will take the payload out from here, move it across to the actual rocket assembly, and then that gets all moved down to there. That's fine. Fighter jets? You mean weather satellites, right? I mean, we are going to be launching plenty of weather satellites. we always need to check out how much weather is going on around the world. We wouldn't want to be left out on the left out of the loop in terms of weather, but we've got some high altitude weather checking jets that we want to be flying too. Right, anyway, I still do need to move this a little bit. Let's yaw it over that way, and then just move that there. Move that so that that white line is in the middle. I probably should be using these. If we go like that, we do that, and then bring that to about there. Lovely, lovely stuff. And then we'll get, oh, hello. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's change you to about there. There we go. It's kind of something. Let's move it up a little bit as well, and then that way it won't look too janky. Hopefully, no, that's too high. We'll do that there like so, and there we go. We've got some sort of payload processing facility in place now. And I didn't really want too many big buildings like this, because obviously our actual launch site or our Kerbal Space Center, everything is going to be a little bit smaller. We'll build up more of these as we go, but I feel like having something to kind of just block off that section of the crawl away before we extend this out more and build more launch sites would be quite nice. Anyway, we're going to enable colliders on that, and we're going to save and close. There we go. We've got something blocking that off. Now the next thing that I probably want to do is work on all of this here. Try and cover up that, add a few more hangers, and, you know, just make it look a little bit prettier. I think I put some palm trees down. Yes, we've got some palm trees, so we've got a little bit of local flora, but that's about it at the moment. And so, by the way, one of the corners of your green screen isn't doing its job, is it not? Isn't it? Is that... I can't tell. I thought I sorted that out, but it might be... Is it this? There should be nothing there. There's definitely nothing this side. I know in one of my older streams, when I streamed before, there tends to be like a little bit in the there that I sometimes miss, but it looks all right to me at the moment. Anyway, yes, weather, all of the weather. We need to study so much weather in this series. All of the weather will be aptly studied, yes, and that's what we will be doing. Right, anyway, yeah, what can I do here to make this look a little bit more interesting? We definitely want some hangars, absolutely want some hangars for all of the weather planes that we will be building. So we can get a small hangar block. Oh yes, yeah, no, that looks good. We want some of those, absolutely, and a lot of Woomera as well. In real life, it is all kind of like tarmac, so I think this would be quite nice having these in here like so. We're going to yaw this up and have these hangars kind of basically here, like running along the runway. I think that will be kind of like a nice place to put them. We'll get those there next to these ginormous fuel tanks. How high can that go? Not very high. The runway is going to be much higher. That's a little bit of a shame. Although we can move this so that it kind of connects to the runway like that. Ah, there we go. That's much better. And then we bring that down so that it's kind of like flat with the runway. Yeah, there we go. I think that's where we want that to be. And then we can bring that in. Oh, I hate the camera for this. Can I move that up? I think I do need to move that up ever so slightly. So let's bring that up. And there we go. That is pretty much spot on. Perfect. Good night, Mindabat. Good night, Mindabat. Thank you for coming along to the stream. Anyway, I can see the corner too, but it's not a big deal. Oh, really? That's bizarre. I don't know why that's happening. I couldn't see it on OBS, but maybe I'm just being completely blind. That is quite possibly a possibility. Right, so we're going to get that there. And then we've got a couple of hangers. Although I don't think that runs quite parallel with the runway. So if I go oh no, I don't know. Am I messing this up completely? I think that might be parallel. Is it parallel though? I'm not sure. I don't know. I think we need to be more that way. Well, now it needs to be more that way. I need like a ruler. I need a ruler to make sure that these lines are perfectly in sync. But we'll get that there. And I kind of want this to... No, we're not going to be able to get that so that it all connects up there. Maybe I could just have that coming here, and then we can build like a road that connects this. I think that might be quite cool. Yeah, we'll get that there, and then we'll have a road coming off. And I think I should have quite a few roads at my disposal. Let's get some roads. Search. Road with moving cars, or road. I think I just want road. That's a big road. Is there any that are smaller? Road intersection. Oh, God. No, I didn't delete this road, so now it's going to be all janky and I need to find it. Road. Right, so it'll be this one. That's a lot of stuff that I can't read. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Mark and everybody else, Odin. Oh, hello. Hello, Odin. Welcome to the stream. A guy called Odin. Oh, God damn it, I got rid of that again. How long have I been streaming for now? An hour and 40 minutes, and my brain is starting to turn to mush. I did say at the beginning of the stream, this is the first time that I've streamed for 3 months exactly. Yeah, no, the last time I streamed was exactly 3 months ago, the 24th of May. So I'm obviously completely out of practice and need to get much better at streaming before attempting to do any sort of long-term streams again, right? So I just want to bring a road here. And what I want to do is we'll bring that down, and yeah, we kind of want that just sort of... Which way do I want it? I want it this way. It's a shame that this is a little bit long, but I just want a kind of small road connecting this to here. Obviously, the main aircraft are going to be connected to the runway anyway. It would be nice to have some taxiways in too, but they're not really something that I can place down. So we'll get that there. And if I move the yaw a little bit, and we'll move that so that it's kind of like connecting those two nicely, and then we kind of like sort of connect to the road here. And it's something. We will enable colliders on that, save and close, and there we go. We've got a little bit of a hangar area for some of our planes, and maybe we will get some more kind of like stuff along here too. But yeah, I kind of need a building to cover up the launch pad. So, well, how you doing, Odin? Hello. For Kerbal's sake, there is a black triangle, probably from the green screen on the left from the OBS perspective. On the left. Maybe if I do... Oh, yeah, there is. It's because at the top left, if I move that down there we go. That's a bit better. Oh, and the green screen kind of hides. That looks like it's fixed. Maybe? Just adjusting my webcam amid stream. I think, it was at the top of it. Oops. Oh, well, that should be fixed now. Hopefully. Anyway, let's go back to building some stuff. Okay, so what I want to do is, I do want to cover this up, but I don't know what I'm going to do. That observatory, even though it kind of like looks slightly modern, I think that would be quite nice. Observatory observatory. Just because, will that cover up the launch site? I don't know if it will. I'm not sure if it will. I hope it does. Yeah. Just so that I can, you know, like hide this. Oh, we might be able to get that in. Yeah, there we go. We can kind of like, oh no. Maybe we won't be able to. If I get the actual observatory in like this, then I don't know why we've got kind of like a crawlerway running to the observatory and why we've got a vehicle assembly building there, because technically like our vehicle assembly building is going to be over there. That's going to be the main one that we're going to be using, although it's not actually going to be in use. Oh, there's loads of lights around here. Maybe I can hide that. Well, that's kind of mostly hidden. If I yaw this a little bit more, so it's kind of like there, and then we get that. Maybe we go for like that, and then I can place another sort of building somewhere. We'll bring that. Oh, has it got stairs? It does have stairs. Oh, we could go up it, but no, I don't want to. Kanasa, yep, it's fixed. You're right. Our left. Yay, I did it. I did something right on a stream. That never happens. It could just be a nuclear test area. What, this section here, like, I quite like this observatory, and then that means we can have more buildings coming up this way as well, but I don't know what I'm going to use to cover these sections. Like, is there anything else that I can use? Let's get rid of that filter. Any buildings, any big buildings, standalone utility building, what does this look like? That's tiny. Nope, I don't want that. It's very small. I don't want a wind turbine. Water tower, launch pad, block. No. I really wish I knew a static fire. No, we don't really want a static fire pad. We're trying to hide the pad, not build more pad. Helipad. Do I want? I probably do want some helipads around somewhere, but not here. Transmitter outpost. Helipad outpost. Oh, that's quite cool. I might get one of these somewhere. Maybe we'll get that just to the side of... yeah, no, I think I'll get a couple of these. Is that Na'vi? That was absolutely... What on earth is this song? Frozen Rain. Well, apparently it's got Na'vi from Ocarina of Time in it. It is Na'vi, isn't it, from Ocarina of Time? I can't remember. It's been years since I've played that game. I don't really play much Nintendo stuff anymore. I'm much more of just a solid PC gamer now. since getting an actually good PC, being a PC gamer is definitely the way forward. I do have an Xbox One as well, but I just never touch it anymore, like ever. I can't remember the last time I was on it. Right, okay, let's just bring this here, and then we'll have like a little small helipad, and it'll be nice. And we got a little bit more something, and yeah, we've got a way of kind of getting to the helipad, although it's across what I hope is going to be a very busy runway at points, so hopefully there aren't any accidents trying to get to the helipad. Yeah, we'll get that there. And this is just me now, just kind of like throwing stuff and hoping it sticks. The main thing that I wanted to copy from actual Woomera was just this runway design and this road coming off here. Now it's just like adding things until it looks pretty cool. Enable colliders. Oh, yes. Yes, we do want that. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Save and close. Covering the Kerbal. Use the rock to cover up the bunker on the launch pad. Rock? Is there a rock? I know. Oh, it was the anomaly, wasn't it? Squad rock art. Ooh. What are these? Damn. No, we don't want the moon arch here. No. But it was one of the anomalies. So if I type in maybe squad anomalies. Did I spell that right? Probably not. Anomalies. Squad anom. Squad. Okay, right. Well, let's just try and find... Oh, hang on. Maybe because I had that filter. Squad. Oh, yeah, there we go. Anom. Let's just go squad anom. And it was it the MSL? It was. We can use this big rock to cover up the bunker. And do you know what? It actually, because I'm assuming this was from Juna, this actually looks kind of like it matches the terrain around here, because obviously we're in Woomera. We are in the desert. And then we can just, you know, do we need to hide that? I don't think we do really need to hide that, but we can hide the bunker. And I think what I'll do is, rather than have the little curiosity thing sticking out the top, I can roll it. Look at that. Roll it around, and hopefully it is a completely 3D model. It is, but the top of this is a bit flat. Oh well, that's fine. We'll just get that there. And we're covering things up. We are the FBI. No, we're not. We're not. We're going to keep that there. Yeah, there we go. And we'll save and close, and we've got something covering up that little section of bunker. Need to get N9 to put a moon arch over a new site at the White Sands missile range. Is there an arch at the White Sands? So, can't really hear it. Is it? Is it not? Music is very quiet. It is very quiet, but in order to hear it myself, there is music. There we go. Like that's I now can't. That distracts me too much from streaming, so I tend to have it a relatively low volume. Right, so there we go. So we've got ourselves a little kind of complex here. I'll leave the road there, and we can just pretend that's a pathway to this observatory complex. We've got a helipad, we've got the actual observatory. You know, it's going to look cool, and it'll hopefully look a lot better once all of this has been built up. Obviously, this will be much bigger. We'll be upgrading all of these complexes. Like, this will look bigger, this will all look bigger. So hopefully that should look quite cool. I might keep these palms here, because I kind of like having a little bit of, you know, respite there. And yeah, I think really the only thing left to do is maybe fill this out a little bit, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that now. I think I'm probably done enough with Kerbal Constructs right now. I mean, I've got most of this all built up that I want to begin with. Like, I don't want to go overboard to begin with, because obviously, like, I am just started. This is like a completely new base. We don't want to build everything up to the max at the start. I will be slowly chipping away at this over the course of the series, making it a little bit bigger. Obviously, we'll be expanding launch pads over this way. I don't think we'll do any more runways. I do need to fix this and see if there's a way that I can fix this. And we might add maybe a few more hangars around here, and maybe a few more kind of like buildings around here, make it look a little bit better. But I think for now, to start off the series, this will probably do us just fine. It's kind of cool that we've got like this little launch pad away. I should be able to get some good shots from there. We've got the runway, so when we're driving along the runway, hopefully we should be able to get a few good like images of like the Air Force Base as we fly past. And we've got this all done. So I think, yeah, I think I'm happy with that as it stands. I might add a little bit more in, well, when I actually start playing. But I think that's good for now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to save all new and edited ins. There we go. Saved changes to all objects. And we are going to go back to the spaceplane hangar. And I'm going to go through quickly some of the rockets that I've designed so far, because I know some people did want to see those. A few more taxiways would be good for the airbase. Yes, I will probably add some more of those. The reason why I've not added any of those yet is because the taxiways that I have are from a mod called Kerbalkind. And it's not been decided if that's actually going to be in the install yet. We were talking about it earlier on today. Beardy isn't sure about it because he's not sure if it adds enough to warrant being put onto the install, and the other taxiways look a little bit weird. But the taxiways from Kerbalkind look really good. But I'm going to wait a little bit and see if Beardy and N9 do want to add that to the install. I've got it on my install at the moment because I was just playing around with it. And obviously, if I don't build anything with it and I just get rid of it, it shouldn't really cause any sort of issues. But there we go. Here's the DH-108B again with the Skylark on the bottom. It's not a great Skylark because it's not got all of the text on it. But we'll go for a new, and we'll have a look in the vehicle assembly building, and we can see some of the actual stuff. So yeah, these are these are all of the things that I've been designing. Some of them are from the trailer, some of them have just been things that I've been designing in like just kind of like on my own. But let's get rid of this. So this is the actual Skylark. It's basically just a tiny Tim and an Aerobee, because there is no way that I can build the actual Skylark, and this is kind of... It performs similarly, but I'm trying to make it so that it doesn't look like a tiny Tim and an Aerobee. because it should all be one big solid rocket stage, but not having proc SRBs is going to be really hard to make this, and obviously the Skylark itself isn't in RO, and there's no RO configurations or anything like that. But yeah, no, it's got a kind of like little red solid rocket first stage that gives it a little bit of a kick, and then the main rocket goes. And yeah, this looks all right. If you look it up, it hopefully should look quite similar to this. And we might be launching some of these from the de Havilland as well, which will be pretty cool. So that'll be like kind of like starting rockets. Then we've got the Black Prince series of rockets, which are basically the Black Arrow. Oh yeah, no, we've got that. Why is it mixing the wax wing? I shouldn't have had a wax wing on here. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of like a it's a Black Arrow, coloured slightly different. I do have a better looking one in this. I don't know where that's gone though. But yeah, this here is the Black Arrow, and then this here is the Blue Streak. I think that's what it's called. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but this will be probably the first orbital vehicle that I do, and that's going to look really cool. But then I think the one that I'm most proud of so far is definitely this. Yep, that's fine. I don't care. The Ariane 1, I think this is one of the best vehicles that I've designed for this, and there we go. It's got a lot of conformal decals on. Every single one of those flags is an individual conformal decal, and obviously this is from, yeah, this is going to be one of our first European launch vehicles, and if you look it up, I think I've done a relatively good job at recreating it. It was a bit of a pain to make, but, you know, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. It is the Blue Streak, it is the Blue Streak. Thunderbird 1 paint job. Thunderbird 1 that's the blue and grey one, isn't it? The red one is Thunderbird 3, if I recall correctly. I can't really remember. But yeah, this thing, I'm really looking forward to flying this thing. Because it's just awesome. It's really awesome. It flies really well, and it's got so many like different conformal decals on it and all of the good stuff. It looks, yeah, I'm really pleased with how this turned out, and I'm looking forward to making a lot of these. But I think I might not call this the Ariane 1. It might be the Europa 3, going on from the Europa series of rockets, which I do have one here. Yep, that's fine. I need to change the engines for this because they're not the correct engines at the moment. They are so these should be the Vexin engines here on this stage, but I hate WASD. This should be the Vexin. This should be 4 Vexin engines here, but I'm just using Soviet hypergolic engines on this at the moment because there is no Vexin engine in RO RP1 at the moment, but I might see, I think Jceratops said that they might send me a config for it, which would be very cool, and then I can build an actual Europa. Then we've got the Asterisk on here, and then the bottom stage, once again, is just a Blue Streak, because the Blue Streak is going to be getting a lot of use in this series. It's just 2 of these RZ engines, which I think are based on the LR-79. They were borrowed from America for the UK to design the Blue Streak, which was an intercontinental ballistic missile, if I recall correctly. How do I delete something placed by Kerbal Constructs? If you go into the local instance and spawned items, you can click on that, and there should be, it'll bring up the menu for it again, and you should be able to delete parts from that, I think. But yeah, no, this is going to be my Europa. I think I will be building one of these, but unfortunately the Asterisk, which is for the 3rd stage, we don't unlock for a really long time, and I think, and I've talked to Beardy about this, I am going to go through and change some of the unlock times for these, so I'm going to move around the tech tree a little bit. I'm going to try and do it so that it isn't broken. Like, we kind of agreed upon, like, for my like lunar landing vehicles, I can have the engines for like the Ariane 5, which is what I'll probably be using for lunar landing. So I'll move those from like 1995 orbital rocket or 1995 Hydrolox engines all the way back to 1969 Hydrolox engines. So I'm going to make it so that there is a progression, and it's still hopefully a logical progression, but I am going to be moving the techs around because obviously it's an alternate timeline. UK and the ESA have been working a lot harder than they are in real life, so their tech hopefully should be a bit better, but it is going to mean I'm going to have to config some of the engines, but it should be quite cool, and I'm going to do it so that it does make sense, and that I'm not going to break the progression of things, because I don't want to break the progression of things. I don't want to be like stupidly far advanced where I shouldn't be. because that just wouldn't be any fun, especially in a collaborative series. Anyway, I think there's one other thing. Hermes. I'm really looking forward to launching this, but it doesn't work. I don't know why, but when I launch it, it just kind of goes all wrong. But here is the Hermes spaceplane from the European Space Agency. It was never built. Or I think there might have been one test one built, but it was never launched. It was planned to be launched on top of the Ariane 5 like this, which, this honestly is one of the most Kerbal kind of looking things ever. It's almost like N9's dinosaur kind of get up as well, but maybe a little bit worse because this is a lot heavier than dinosaur. But I spent a really long time configuring this so that it is RO RP-1 capable. So I've got crew science that I can configure. It's only got, oh, has it only got level 2? Oh, I messed that up. I thought it had level 3. Oh well, I've obviously done that, and it's got processes which now aren't showing. I don't know why. Oh, it's probably because I've not unlocked this because it's not in a sandbox. But yeah, no, this should be really cool. I do want to get it to work. It does fly. It can re-enter like a dream, and I can land it really well. The one problem I'm having is as soon as the solid rocket boosters, the P241As for the Ariane 5, they decouple, I think the Volcane, and this is a completely custom-made mount for the Ariane 5. There's loads of little sections that I've got for it. The Volcane doesn't really have enough gimbal to stop this from spinning around, so it's something that I need to look into, try and figure out how I'm going to get this to work. But obviously this is way further in the future. Way further in the future. Fins, I suppose, like fins maybe on this would work, but it still veers out of control even when I reach orbit. Well, when I reach space. So when I hit 140 kilometers, this still does not control it very well, and I'm not entirely sure what's causing that. But it's kind of a weird thing. But yeah, no, this is going to be hopefully something that I do launch quite a way down the line. I think that's basically it. There's a whole host of Black Princes that we are going to be launching, and they're all based on EFPI's designs. I think you can find those if you type Black Prince EFPI. This one is the most ridiculous one. It's huge. It's just absolutely ludicrous. And there we go, we've got the 3 of the members from the Commonwealth Space Commission. We've got the UK, Canada, and Australia, Black Prince 3. I don't know why I put an RAF flag on there, but this is 4 blue streaks with another one in the middle, and then we've got a hydrolock stage here, and yeah, this is definitely going to be something that I will be launching. Can I use fins? Yeah, like I said, I did put some, no, I never put fins on, but the fact that it still goes like all over the place when I've left the atmosphere indicates that it's not really the aerodynamics of it that is a problem. I'm not sure what is, but I suppose what we could do is I could come and open it. Like, we're only going to sim this. Where is it? Let's just launch one of these for the hell of it. You know, we'll get a launch. This is only going to be a simulation. Like, this is going to be something that I'm not going to be unlocking for a really, really, really long time. But we'll see if this works. If I put some kind of like fins on the bottom of it, and we can only get, we can get supersonic wings. Oh, we can get spaceplane wings. Obviously, I've unlocked all of them. Let's put some fins on this, on the bottom, and see if this will help us out a little bit. Let's just quickly make this like so. I think we'll go for like shape like that. Get something like this. I think I kind of want it so that it's at this white section of the Ariane 5, and we'll do that. Maybe we'll bring that down to about there, like so. Bring that. Yeah, that's probably all right for now. And this isn't my complete launch tower for this either. I don't know where. I did have a crew section for this, but it seems to have gone missing. I'm not entirely sure what's caused that, but we'll have a look at that at a later point. So we're going to open this up, and we're just going to make these white so that it matches with the bottom of this. And let's have a look. I'm just going to use MechJeb Ascent Guidance to launch this, but when I'm actually going to be playing for real, obviously that is one of the rules. I'm not allowed to use that, so that's going to be interesting. I do most of my ascents with MechJeb's Ascent Guidance, but the very first time that I ever played RORP1, I did not know about PVG. So my first game, which I got to, I think I got some like Mars orbits. I didn't know about PVG, so I flew them all manually anyway. So I am used to it. I have done it before, but it will be interesting going back to that. Right, that's going to take a long time to build. Let's have a look and see if building some fins is going to help. I suppose we could make them controllable, which might help, but let's just try this and let's just launch this, you know. We'll see. I'm back, boys. Hello, Hydro544. Welcome to the stream. We're just going to launch this and see. Are those actual SRBs? They are actual SRBs. They are the SRBs that the Ariane 5 does use. They are from a mod called Real Scale Boosters. That's a mod that I had to request to be added because it adds the Volcane and it also adds the solid rocket boosters used for the Ariane 5. The P2451s? I can't remember off the top of my head what those are, what they're exactly called. But yes, no, it's very nice. Oh! Why are we launched? Oh, because I built some... I forgot. We have blocked off the launch pad, and the only one that we had was over there. So it looks like today we're going to be launching this from the runway. That's that confused me a little bit, but of course. So yeah, no, I'm going to do ascent guidance with this, just because then that way I can check chat, and you know we can watch this fly, and I don't have to worry about flying it. Orbit inclination. So we're minus 31, which is quite a bit of a low inclination, right? So we get that. All of those go off. All of those pop off. And then that activates, and yeah, that should be good. And we got a crew in here. You know what? Let's engage autopilot. And I think what we'll do is, we are going to have more than enough Delta V left in this. I'm going to get a cool little shot of this going up because I like doing shots like this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set target with click. I think we'll target that. If we go home and then we kind of like move away, our move speed is very low at the moment. Let's do... Why are we... Oh, I've got auto zoom on. I don't want auto zoom. I just want regular. Well, maybe I do want auto zoom on. Not quite that much though, please. Or maybe... Maybe auto zoom would be cool. I'm not sure. We'll get a nice shot of this. This is obviously something that is going to be way into the future, but we'll see. Is that the Hermes? It is the Hermes. We are going to be launching one of these way later on down the line, but I thought, you know what, you've all been here watching me stream building up Woomera for a bit. Let's actually do something. Let's do something. This is going to happen a long time in the future, but it should look cool. And hopefully this might fix the problem. The fins, we'll have to see. Anyway, we're going to... I'm not sure if I want to do auto zoom or not. I think I'll just do regular zoom. Regular zoom is quite cool. And we'll get our TU effects profile. I like using this one because this one looks very nice. And with that, max relative velocity, I think we'll set that to 500. And we'll come down and a little bit further away. And then this should be, hopefully, quite a cool shot of the Hermes taking off. We'll have to see. Right, anyway, yeah, let's watch this launch. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, you can barely hear it because we're too far away. The vehicle going off. You missed this earlier, but since you've built all your rockets ahead of time, that frees up quite a bit of time. How will you use that time? Like adding voice acting or working on other projects? There's obviously still a lot of rockets that I've not designed, and I've not designed payloads for any of the rockets either. That's beautiful. Look at that. That's... I love the stationary camera for shots like that you can get. You need a Breaking Bad filter. A Breaking Bad filter. I think there's quite a few TFX profiles that I've got that should look quite good. That's awesome. So what I'm going to use time-wise, there's still a lot of things that I have not designed, payloads, anything like that. There are some other rockets that I do want to design. Configs, actually modding the game so that I can bring in some configs from stuff. That will be something that I do want to do. But yes, voice acting, maybe that is something that I do want to do. And I've spoken to Calvin McClure about this. I know he was in the chat earlier on. Ariane launches. His beautiful Canadian-French accent will be brilliant for those. You need a Breaking Bad. Yeah, here is some Japan lore. We sink 3 ships. They drop the sun on us twice. Yes, I suppose Japan did get quite a rough deal by the end of World War II. Well, sure didn't expect to launch on a building stream. Looks very nice, though. I mean, this isn't an actual launch. It's just, you know, a simulated launch, because this is something that we're not going to be building for a very long time. But if we go in, we've actually got kind of like an interior of the cockpit of the Hermes, and it looks pretty cool. Like, look at this. This is the interior. The guy that made this mod, I think it's called KNES, K-N-E-S, or NES. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, but it's a really good mod. Adds loads of European kind of vehicles, which I will absolutely be using. I've got a few capsules from there as well that I'm going to be using in this series, but I have gone ahead and I have made all of the RO configs for this. It's yeah, I made RO and RP-1 configs for this so I could use them in the series, because yeah, it's got all of the stuff that you need from an RO capsule. We've got, like, if we look at this, we've got all of this. I think we've got fuel cells that I have added in. We've also got a scrubber, all of that kind of stuff. It took me it took me quite a while to figure out how to do all of that, but it's done. And this can take 6 crew, because the actual Hermes could take 6 crew, I believe, from what I was reading on Astronautics and all of the different spacey websites about the actual kind of like specifics, or the statistics, not those words, the specifications of the Hermes. What is your opinion on the A10 Chat U2? Is that the Warthog, the big like shooty plane? I don't know, was it called the Warthog? I'm not entirely sure. Looks quite cool. Which A10? How's the stream going? Stream is going very well. We're just going to launch this just to see if this works, and then I probably reckon that'll be the end of today's stream, because I've done what I wanted to do. We have built Woomera. Woomera is built. There we go. We can see it all down there. As much as I want it to be built at this point. Oh, hang on. Do I have the option drop solids early? Ooh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. But we won't be launching Hermes from this launch site anyway. Hermes is absolutely going to be launched from Kourou. The big shooty plane, Ganasa 2022. Yes, I've said several times, planes. I like space. I like space. I was never really into planes that much, but I'm getting a lot more into them since starting this series. I'm a lot more interested, and yeah, these because I will be building a lot of British planes. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing many European ones. I might do. Obviously, Concorde is going to be done. There we go. And yeah, we got knocked a little bit, but look, our yaw is not enough to kind of like correct this. I think maybe what I do need to do is probably, yeah, see, we really shouldn't be suffering that much. We're like 93 kilometers up, and this just does this forever, which is a little bit annoying, but I don't know why. I'll have to fix this. It might be something to do with like why is this rolling like this? I should really probably turn all of this off whilst it's launched, but yeah, maybe if I fix the fact that this knocks us, that might help. And I could do with some verniers on here, but oh, hello. Oh, we just what? See, why did that just suddenly fly all the way over this way? This is really confusing. And now we're trying to yaw back the other way. What caused that to happen? I'm so confused. This is something that I obviously need to fix about this vehicle. It will be something that I do, but yeah, that's it for now. Let's disengage autopilot, and we'll just, you know, let the Hermes free. The Hermes has been released, and there will be a docking port on this at some point. You can't really see it at the moment, but yeah, all of the RCS on this works. And it's all configured to real fuels as well. We're currently using MMH and NTO. That's something else that I had to do because it was using just monopropellant, which obviously we don't want in RO. We need to use the actual stuff. But yeah, figuring out how to make this all work did take some time, but I'm so glad that I've done it, because obviously now I've got the Hermes, which will be used in the series, hopefully quite extensively, because it's a very cool space plane. Very cool space plane. It's got lights and everything, and I will be calling these. I will be putting names for these on the wings, and yeah, there's just lots going on. We've got some air brakes as well. It's a beautiful plane. And then when we re-enter, we don't actually re-enter with this. So what you do is you just bye-bye, and this is how it will land. And we've got some landing gear on it as well. They're quite large landing gear. So we should have, hopefully, a lot of leeway for re-entries. But yeah, this will be my space plane for the series. It kind of looks like Matt's. I know Matt Lown did do he did make a video on the Hermes, I'm fairly sure, quite a while ago, if I recall correctly. So yeah, no, this is obviously the Hermes. It's a real life design. Never flew, but it was one of the reasons why I think the Ariane 5 was designed, because the Ariane 5 was supposed to be capable of lifting this space plane. But obviously it never flew, which is a bit of a shame because it's a pretty cool looking design. And the mod that I've got this from, you are capable of modifying this, so you have the original Hermes design, which has more of a grey nose. It's pretty cool. It's really cool, but it's a KNES mod. I need to put that in the mod list. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, that obviously didn't fix my problem of it going a bit wonky. I probably need to detach the solid rocket boosters a little bit better, because at the moment, yeah, they kind of cause it to tip, and that's probably what's going wrong. So what we're going to do is we are going to allow reverting flights on, because this is just a simulation. We're going to accept that. We're going to revert back to the vehicle assembly building, or the spaceplane hangar. I do not recall being in the spaceplane hangar when I launched this. That's interesting. Oh well, that's fine. Obviously, maybe covering up my launch pad has caused things to be a bit broken. But anyway, I think with us testing out that and having now this is huge, like look at that. Having built Hermes, showing you how Hermes flies, and built Woomera, I believe that will be the end of this stream, because it is. I've been streaming over for 2 hours now, and it's 10 past 10, and it's very hot in this room, and I've done basically all what I wanted to do, and it's been pretty good. So thank you everyone for coming along and for coming to the first kind of actual content that I have made for all Kerbalkind. I will have an episode out in about 3.5 weeks. I think will be my first one, because I will be doing yearly episodes to begin with, and yeah, because N9 and Beardy are doing 6 months. My brain's fried. I've been talking non-stop for the past 2 hours. Because N9 and Beardy are going to be doing 6 monthly episodes. Obviously, mine are going to take a little while longer to do. Yearly episodes, because my build queues, I just won't have the build points to do anything super rapid. I do start off with a little bit of build points. There we go, I've got 15 in my VAB and 3 in R&D. That was just from the science that I cheated myself to actually get all of the tech that I needed for the beginning of this series. But yeah, no, it's just going to take a while to build anything. So yearly episodes to begin with should be pretty cool. But yeah, no, thank you everyone for coming along. Can I also remember to promote your Discord server? Yes, there is a link to the Discord in the description of this live stream. If you want to go check it out, definitely do. Apparently I pay Sandbox Gal in bread or food for getting him to hype the server. Thanks Rail Cowgirl for coming along. Mark, everyone that's been in the stream chat today. I feel like I probably should have checked it a little bit more, but I was busy, okay? I was putting palm trees down and trying to, oh god, now that looks absolutely awful. That needs changing. We will fix that. I will fix that off stream, most likely. But there we go. We do have Woomera, Australian Air Force Base, sort of done to begin with. Thank you once again, everyone, for coming along to the stream. I have been Karnasa, and I will see you later.